The BJP is walking a tightrope as it gears up for the next phase of the Lok Sabha elections. On one side, they need to energize their core supporters, those who back the party for its Hindu-centric policies. On the other side, they cannot afford to alienate voters who are less ideological and support the BJP because of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership or his focus on development. Now here's the tricky part. How do they keep both the groups happy? The BJP's election campaign has taken a confrontational turn after phase 1 of the Lok Sabha elections. Recent comments by Prime Minister Narendra Modi targeting the Congress party and minorities have sparked accusations of communal polarization, prompting over 17,000 citizens to write to the Election Commission of India expressing concern. While addressing the crowd, Modi warned that the Congress party would redistribute wealth to infiltrators and those with more children, and this has baffled analysts, particularly because the BJP's welfare schemes have benefited minorities, with 25 to 30% of major scheme beneficiaries allegedly being Muslims. These statements, which have been criticized for their communal undertones, seems at odds with Modi's earlier promise of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, which means together with all, development for all. Now, why is the BJP taking this confrontational stance? The shift in tone could be a response to a declining voter turnout in the early phases of the election. Historically, lower turnout has been correlated with losses for incumbent governments. As the BJP navigates the complex landscape of voter sentiment, it faces a critical dilemma. Should it energize its core Hindutva base, or should it focus on retaining the non-ideological pro-Modi swing voter? This visualization shows who voted for the BJP. In 2014, 36% Hindus voted for BJP, 8% Muslims voted for the party and 16% Sikhs for the BJP. In 2019, the percentage of Hindu rose to 44%. 8% Muslims voted for BJP and 11% Sikhs voted for the BJP. A core segment of the BJP's support base is rooted in its Hindutva ideology. Party strategists believe that if the BJP receives 60% of the Hindu vote in a national election, it cannot lose in a multi-party system, as this would translate into a 48% standalone vote share, as Hindus account for 80% of the population. During the 2014 general election, 36% of the nation's Hindus voted for the BJP, accounting for 29% of the overall 31% vote share. This means only 2% of its voters were non-Hindus. By 2019, support from Hindus grew to 44%, accounting to 35% in a 38% total vote share, meaning 3% voters were non-Hindus. The ideological vote bank is crucial for the BJP's electoral success, forming the backbone of its political strategy. PM Modi's recent statements in Rajasthan, Banswara and Aligarh reflect an attempt to rally this core base. The BJP's aggressive rhetoric can be divisive, potentially alienating non-ideological voters. A notable portion of the BJP's support base, often termed as the Modi factor, consists of non-ideological voters who support the party due to Modi's leadership, administrative skills or development-focused policies rather than the strict Hindutva ideology. In 2014, about 27% of the BJP voters said in the national election studies conducted by the Center for the Study of Developing Societies that they would not have voted for the party if Prime Minister Narendra Modi was not the PM candidate. This number increased to 32% in 2019. This is what is called the Modi factor. This shows that the ideological vote share of BJP was just 23% of its overall vote share of 31% in 2014, 8% being the neutral or Modi factor vote who supported the party for reasons other than Hindutva. In 2019, the ideological vote share of the BJP was 26% out of its overall vote of 38%, 12% being the neutral or Modi factor vote. So while 73 of every 100 voters of the BJP in 2014 could be ascribed as its core voters, this number declined marginally to 68 in 2019. Statements targeting religious or minority groups could alienate these voters, undermining the BJP's broader appeal. This poses a dilemma for the party: how to maintain support from its core base without losing the critical non-core voters who see Modi as a unifying leader with a focus on governance and development. Striking this balance will be crucial to securing a third term for Modi. I'm Deepthi Rao. You are watching India Today, SoSouth.